witches, how you doing today? We're coming to you with another video about home warding today, and a little bit about the what is it, why do we want to do it, and how do we do it. Something that I kind of didn't get on until a little late in my practice, and I suffered a few wake-up calls, if you will, and so yeah, I thought I'd share that with you guys today. For those of you who are new around here, my name is Taya. Welcome to the channel. We talk about all things witchcraft. And for those of you who are returning viewers, maybe coming in from another video, welcome back. Thank you so much for the support. It is most appreciated. And all of you, please consider subscribing. It's a great way to help us build the channel. So home warding. Basically, like I said, I didn't get on it until a little late in my practice. And I had like some sort of, what would you call them? I had some like charms in place and things like that, which we'll kind of get into. But I didn't have any bigger wards. I didn't have like a big guardian ward. I hadn't warded my property, and I was playing around with the cloven stone workings and doing some spirit work. And yeah, it had some negative effects. My son was having these like crazy nightmares, and you know, I think that was really a huge wake up call for me that I really needed to look at warding and look at protecting not just my physical person and my front door, but all of my space. So what is warding? It is the magical way of protecting a person or a place against disruptive energies, unwanted magical intrusions, or transient spirits. Now, I'm not really going to get into today about protecting your person as you're moving about, but just about your property, right? About your home. So why would you want to ward against these things? Well, disruptive energies are just that. They're disruptive. They can be disruptive in our lives. They can cause just general unease. And it's not necessarily like negative energy. It's just that idea of like, you know, energetically, you know, your neighbor's in a bad mood. They walk out the door and they kind of are scowling and they look towards you, you know, kind of that evil eye idea. And it just causes that sort of general unease in your direction. When it comes to unwanted magical intrusions, I'm talking about more from like other practitioners. Now, I'm going to be blunt, guys. There really aren't a ton of witches out there running around cursing the other witches, okay? As much as some people might like to maybe advertise that they're, you know, don't cross me, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, chances are most people aren't running around there, they're cursing other people, but what you'll find is people trying to be helpful. And the more public, the more involved you are out in the witchcraft community, the more this can apply to you. Basically, people want to be nosy or be helpful, and they might cast a spell, right? Like maybe I'm talking about not feeling great and not feeling all that energetic on my YouTube channel, and one of my listeners, one of my viewers, in very good faith is like, you know what, I'm going to cast a spell to help her feel more energetic. And like, thank you. Nice sentiment, but you know what? I don't want to be on the receiving end of someone's experimenting with spellcraft at the end of the day, right? So we need to have some wards up to protect from that kind of an idea. And then the other idea, especially with transient spirits, but also with energies, is that the more you work with something, the more you're going to attract it. So if you are, you know, working magic in and around your home and you're raising energy, you're going to attract energy, right? You're going to attract more errant energies into your space. If you are working with spirits, you are going to attract other spirits to your space. And I'm not saying they're necessarily negative energies or spirits. It's just more energies, more spirits, and you need to protect your space, your family, yourself from those things. It's just a general good practice to do protective warding around your home. So where are you warding? I mean, around your home is kind of general, right? So think of things that are like portals to the outside. So doors, windows. Another one a lot of people don't consider, things like the vents in your home, the electrical outlets, your fireplaces, right? All of those things are potentially entryways into your home from the exterior of your home. So those are all places that you could ward. Any point of access, really. And mirrors is another big one, right? Mirrors can be portals. I know some people ward like their televisions, their electronics, their TVs, their computers, that kind of stuff. And then finally, a last place you want to consider warding is the property line itself, right? So, I mean, if you live in an apartment, your property line is basically the edge of your apartment. But if you live in a home, in an actual house on a little plot of land, right, we're walking that property line, the boundary of your property is another area to do warding. So what are wards? We can do things that are like charms and talismans. We can create guardian wards, and then there's also energetic protection. I kind of see these as like, there's basically charms and talismans and energy protection, and a guardian ward is kind of in the middle of the two. So we'll get into that. So when I say charms and talismans, what do I mean? I'm going to show you some of mine. So it's things like witch bottles and spirit traps. So this is like a spirit trap. It's a cord cage that I created a while back. And you can see it's just wound cord over rowan wood. And it's got a few little rowan berries dangled on the top. And this hangs in a window of my home. And it's meant to trap spirits, right? Unwanted, uninvited spirits would be trapped within this. Another one is witch balls. So this is a witch ball. It's basically a glass ball that would hang in a window. Sometimes people will get ones that are more like almost like a Christmas tree ornament, and that they can open it up and you can put like protective herbs and stuff inside, but that's the idea. Mine's, I have like glass balls, and these hang in different windows around my home. You can see this one's a little dusty. It needs to be cleaned, cleansed, and then rehung. What else do we have? Bells and chimes. Right, so you can hang bells and chimes by your doors to ward away energies or to ward away spirits that may want to enter when you open your door. Rowan wood or rowan berry charms are very popular if you're into sort of the European folk magic. So I've got like a string here of rowan berries that hang in one of my windows. And some people make like charm bags, right? Little charm bags with protective herbs, maybe protective like gemstones in them, that kind of an idea. Another one that's very popular is washes and powders. And I'm not going to go into like all of the, what would you call it? All of the recipes and ingredients for all of these different things. That's really easy, guys. Google search, you'll find it. But like washes and powders. So you can wash your, you know, your door frames, your door itself. You can wash down your window frames. You can wash your windows. You can use powders that you sprinkle along, right along the lintel of the door frame, along the base of the window frame, right? That will keep different things out. So there's lots of different ways that you can do that type of warding. A lot of charm-based, right? A lot of like sort of creating little physical talismans. Another one is like a Bridget's cross. And you hang it over your doorway. You do it usually at Imbolc. You would create like a Bridget's cross and you can put it up like above your doorway. There's lots of different folkloric charms and that kind of stuff that you can do around your home that would really help. In the middle here, we've got a guardian ward, creating a guardian ward. So the basic premise, guys, is you would pick an object in your home. Usually it's like a little statue or like some physical object that is going to be your ward. You're going to give it a name, and you're going to cleanse it, and you're going to charge it up with the intent of, right, whatever it is, of protecting your family and your home from unwanted intrusions. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that object and you're going to walk it room by room through your house, paying particular attention to doorways, windows, fireplaces, mirrors, closets, and just basically introducing it to all of the areas of your home that you're wanting it to guard and protect. Then you're going to take it out and you're going to walk it along the perimeter of your property, right, to show it this is the line, the area to which, the boundary to which I want you to protect. And then you're going to place it somewhere centrally in your home. And then what I like to do is visualize it, tying it into like the forge fires of the earth below and the star fire of the heavens above, and tying it into those energy fields to power it to do this warding for you that you've introduced it to all these areas. So that would be like creating a guardian ward. And there's more or less that you can put into it, but that's sort of the general idea. And then finally, you can install what I call like energetic protection, which is basically casting a protective circle around your property. So around like your apartment or around the property line of where you live. And basically use whatever method you use to cast a protective circle. You call in protection at each direction, like starting in the east, then the south, then the west, then the north. It's really powerful if you call cross quarter. So while you're standing in the east, you're facing the west and you're calling in the west. And then you go south and you face north and you call in the north. And then you go west and face east and call in the east, and then go north facing south and call in the guardians of the south. And you can do that. It's very similar to casting a circle. So those are some different ways that you can physically ward your space. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that wards are not permanent and they do need regular upkeep. So you can't just like hang a witch's ball in your window and expect it to work 4 years later. They need upkeep. Typically, it's about every 3 months or 4 times per year. You could think of doing it like seasonally, right? Some things might need to be recreated altogether. So things like washes and powders, you just need to completely redo that. Some things might need cleansing and recharging. So bells and chimes, witches' balls, those kind of things, right? You can sort of cleanse and recharge them. Some things like a witch's bottle, that's a little less something that you're going to do maybe every 3 months, but basically check in with it after 3 months, and you're going to have to sort of intuitively check in with it, see if it's full. And then when your witch's bottle is full, you need to discard it and then recreate it. For your guardian ward, every 3 months, you re-walk the rooms of your home, paying attention to all those special areas, and re-walk the boundary of your property again, recharge it with your intent, put it in that central location, reconnect it to its, the forge fires and the star fires to keep it powered. And for your energetic protections, basically you're going to walk around and recast that circle to reinforce it again. So again, maybe don't go nuts and do all of your warding right at the same, scatter it, right? So that like every month you're redoing one form of warding in your home. Because basically warding works in layers. So you're not going to create one ward that's going to keep your whole house safe. I recommend some charms around your home, at the windows, at the doors, that kind of stuff. Then that guardian ward, and then creating that perimeter ward with like your protective circle. Slowly start, and then just start layering in more as you go. And then what you'll find is you'll have a really nice rhythm to it, where every month you're checking in on one of your wards and redoing it or whatever it needs to be done, instead of having to do everything every 3 months, right? Do kind of a cycle for yourself so it's not quite so overwhelming. Now, one note. Prior to installing wards into your home, give it a good physical clean and an energetic cleanse, because you don't want to trap any errant energies or errant spirits inside your house, because that can cause more trouble than just leaving your house unwarded, right? So you don't want to I don't know, there's some spirit that's come to check out your area. You snap in this ward and all of a sudden the spirit is stuck in your house and you're going to end up with all kinds of weird ghostly activity, right? So just give it a good cleanse, give it a good cleaning and cleansing, and then install your wards just to make sure that you're not trapping anything in there. And that is kind of an overview on home warding. I'm going to recommend a book here. It's called By Rust of Nail and Prick of Thorn by Althea Sebastiani. Great book. It's a little book. It's got a ton of information in it about charms and talismans and all that kind of thing. A lot of just general warding stuff. A lot of just really good basic information about home warding in there. So again, By Rust of Nail and Prick of Thorn by Althea Sebastiani. Great little book. You can pick it up on Amazon. And yeah, that is sort of our video for today. So I'm not going to ask you to share about your home wards because that's not something you want to share with everybody because that's just sort of private information. But do you do home warding? Why or why not? Does it work for you? I'd love to know your experiences. So share those in the comments, and otherwise we will catch you again in the next video. Mwah! Thanks so much, you guys.